Now I'm going to sing one of my self-composed songs, and it is dedicated to my mom and also to all our mothers. This is Ama Niyama. My name is Rinzan Hamo. I'm currently pursuing my BSc in Environment and Climate Studies in College of Natural Resources. I'm the culture coordinator of my college, so basically I like to do everything that's connected to music. I like dancing, I like singing, and I like composing. I don't know much about civil society, but I think it's an organization, non-governmental organization where people with similar interests, they gather together.
When I was in 8th standard, my father, he brought a computer in my home. I just did some mistake and then it stopped working. In the fear of father might scold me, so I was turning here and there. Suddenly something got up. The computer was fixed. Then from that time, I was into computers and all. This is Karan Beer, a recent graduate from Jigmenam Green Engineering College. If we have good knowledge and all, I think self-employment is the best. It's all about information gathering to know what all the CSO do, how they are helping youths to get into business and livelihood.
I'm Chimi. I am a graduate in journalism and psychology. I have grown up being really close to nature. So what I love to do for fun is hike every weekend and every time I get time off. Waste management is a huge problem right now. I know that we are carbon neutral, but that doesn't mean that we haven't had the repercussions of climate change. I'm not really much aware about animal rights. Finding out more about that is going to be a challenge.
Ngaragi mi dibi watching kingal hendup se shuila tele lobrim dibi watching chuchiba nangrik nata do se shunela te lobdat dibi watching shaba higher secondary school na I se shunela te ngaragi hobby dibi watching basketball and football sinigi tele charo de chuchiga jogre be anavidu nigi se shunela civil society organization ding ai tawaching achara midchulu charo benigi dalmi mela lokshule to feel na health and social na interest ne digi tani na katebe interest ne subaga katebe implement be subaga hani di hakusun me se shunla.
It's not that university is bad, I think it's for some people, and for me I really feel like education is out there in the world. If I feel like, okay, I need to learn how to do carpentry, so I enrolled myself in a carpentry project for a year. And I said, oh, I need to learn how to bake, so I started doing baking for a month. So everything that I want to learn, I try to find the resources and the people. My name is Sonam Yangden. There is a little bit concern. Now we have this new thing called the democracy. As a young person, I'm still trying to figure out how to go about it, and like whether my friends know about it, whether my family, my parents know about this. I cannot explain you all the political jargons, but for me, in the most humble way, in the most simplistic way that I understand good governance and democracy, is that everybody matters.
My name is Kedrup Toji. I'm from Lunti district, which is in the east of Petard. Right now, I'm studying at Royal Timber College, pursuing political science and sociology. I like to play archery, but it's really difficult to play in urban areas. I'm not really sure how actually CSOs work in Petard. My understanding is doing voluntary works for the community, social work. Youths become susceptible to different kinds of influences, substance abuse, gang fights. They could end their life, which makes me really interested to look into those issues.
Hi, welcome. Kuzuzompo. I'm Jane Anka from America, but I'm living now in Bhutan. This is a yak bell. You can play duet.
Being a foreigner, what made you interested in traditional music? Because being a Bhutanese, I hardly knew any of the traditional music instruments.
We met Sonam Dorji. We heard about the music, and then he goes to us, my dream is to preserve my country's music. And we told him, our dream is to help you. Your music is extremely beautiful. And I think we're doing a good job of preserving it for future generations. We still have a lot more to do, but we're on the way. All through oral tradition. That's by interviewing, documenting through video and audio. This is really the only way we can know the history of your music. I think we have over 20,000 hours of documentary film, interviews, pictures. We have to go to the elder masters who know the songs. They've been practicing these songs since they were little. Music really holds a lot of your culture in it.
Getting kind of nervous because it's CEO who I'm meeting.
My name is Dojitashi, and I work as the executive director for this organization.
I'm just doing some freelance in website development, and then I do some photography. If I come with this kind of knowledge in your organization, do you have any kind of support?
We have been supporting young entrepreneurs, and you're most welcome. If you have any idea, You just have to put your idea on a piece of paper and submit it to us. So if we think the idea is feasible, the idea is going to be sustainable, which is very well supported by an entrepreneur who has passions and a spirit, we support them. Our interest-free loan ranges from 100,000 to 1.5 million Wiltrums. I cannot guarantee your idea. You'll have to go through the selection process.
What makes the organization much more different than the other organizations?
We are just 10 years, I think not even 8 years baby CSO in Bhutan, most of the CSOs. The social entrepreneurship program, which is the dominant program of Lothen Foundation, we are hoping that this would contribute to mitigating the rising youth unemployment problem. We also attempt to help stabilize rural-urban migration. 60% of Bhutanese people come from a farming background. It's quite difficult for them to avail loans, which is why we deliberately kept it free of interest and collateral free in order to cater to this special group of people. For the preschool, we have community-based early childcare development centers free of cost in order to provide equal opportunities for children living in the rural areas. For those who are already into school, we have scholarship programs. To sustain the program, we continue to raise funds from different individuals, philanthropies and donor organizations.
We are at Clean Bhutan right now. This is going to be the first CEO that I'm going to be visiting.
I'm Karma Punso, serving as a project officer at Clean Bhutan. Our mission is zero waste by 2030. The amount of waste going to landfill should be reduced. In terms of plastics, it's a recent project where we will make baskets out of waste.
If you make like one big shopping bag out of 110 plastics, then you reduce around 1 kg of waste going to the landfill.
3 of us are from Power College of Education, and she's in 9th grade.
Cleaning Bhutan is a nice job, so that's why I got into this.
Yesterday we went for sampling, and then we are to see what are the types of waste we find, and from that we analyze who are the ones who's throwing it. Based on that, we advocate those people.
My name is Minakshi and I'm heading the department of community outreach.
Why do you think that we have to empower women or respect women?
Domestic violence, this case is so complex. Gender-based violence, sexual abuse. The victim themselves, she takes a lot of time in deciding whether to go for help or not. Some come forward, but before they complete, they just go back. Talk about teenage pregnancy, abortion, and who are involved in this?
Women.
Of course.
Yes,
you agree with what Renew is doing?
Yes, ma'am, we agree because we have to empower women, no, ma'am.
Otherwise, how will you grow like this?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
mother
If there is no women, then there will be no people.
Increasingly, the study also shows there are a lot of problems also with the boys and men. So we're also trying to address that issue. But the thing is, men and boys don't come forward very easily.
How does the Renew measure the success?
Domestic violence used to be a taboo, but now we see increasing number of reported.
How can I get involved if I am to do these similar steps?
We have volunteers network who helps us to create awareness. Youth can make a lot of difference. You can come also, Memush.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, La.
I am Kile Tupo. I am currently serving as a communication officer with Bhutan Transparency Initiative.
How do you do different kinds of programs, and what are your approaches?
One is research, because advocating and acting against corruption has to be based on evidence. We have initiated several research on the level of corruption in our country. According to the National Corruption Barometer Report 2016, the level of corruption has steadily increased. From 176 countries, we are 27th at the top since 27.
27 level of corruption or anti-corruption?
No, least corrupt.
Least corrupted is the 27th. Oh, wow.
We carry out sensitization and advocacy on corruption. We also conduct integrity education, youth engagement and support.
What do you think is the main cause of corruption?
Want and greed is the main cause of corruption. As a human being, we always have that temptation. For that, there is no medicine.
I would love to participate and to do my bit to make this country corruption-free.
We are in front of the office of Drugstore Vocational Training Center. Basically, I'm interested in knowing about the CSOs in Bhutan whose works are related to the youth and educational services.
Drugstore provides vocational courses to people with disabilities in the country with the objective that the people with disabilities can contribute as well as to excel in their life. Most of them are intellectual disabilities, but we have all types of disabilities in the center. When they come in, they are a little bit shy. They actually learn that socializations as well as to make friends and all. We teach them the basic English, the basic our language Zonka, as well as the mathematics so that they can at least count, and then they goes to the vocation. We have weaving, tailoring, embroidery, traditional art and painting, wood carving, souvenir makings. Some of the students complete their training courses from here. They are actually employed in some of the government sectors as well as private sectors. They were once our students, but now they are graduate. They are employed in our production unit. These are the products what the students have been learning. If we provide quality opportunity to people with disabilities, they have the skills to learn and then to do something in their life.
I'm heading towards RTA, the Royal Textile Academy. I came here to know something about RTA.
My name is Tijan Chodron. I'm working in RTA as they hired me as the designer. Bhutan is not fashion friendly like America and other countries. I would like to bring Bhutan forward. We teach people how to do any weaving and all. We have winter programs, we have embroidery programs, and sometimes we have educational tour as well. Like we take students around and we show them, and then we have question answers time. We have a winter weaving program for the youth. There'll be like 30 participants and they're going to take 1 month course and they're going to learn the basic of weaving.
Since we are not allowed to take cameras inside, so can you tell me something about the exhibition?
Our museum is divided into 2 halls. The trimmer is all about the new textiles, new patterns, and the upper part is where you get the fabrics from.
I really enjoyed learning about the new patterns, about how the trimmer pattern came from the monkey's tail or what? Tail? Nail, monkey's nail. Thank you so much. I had a very good time.
We are about to go to GNH Center and know what are the approaches in making the society better and in terms of business and livelihood of the people.
My name is Sandra Jaitley. I have been the founding member of this organization along with the former Prime Minister of Bhutan. Everyone thinks we live in a GNH country and they think they know GNH. But truth, no one is following what is the definition given by the country, by the Center for Bhutanese Studies. We don't measure happiness. We do not have a body that implements in living practice the values and principles of gross national happiness. That's where we took the challenge to bring this in lives of everybody around us. We're not very effective in the country simply because we don't have a source of income. So we have to raise our own, make our own income, and we do it through international programs, GNH in education, GNH in business, and whatever little money we make out of those programs, we use it for our operation cost. We also save something to do school programs, youth programs, like you have attended one of such programs, right?
Would you tell us how GNH works with business?
How does your business support society and ecology? These are the 2 very important factors, I was very interested to find out from the Center for Bhutan Studies that they've taken like 41 businesses, both in production and in services. And I tell you, none of them have passed through the GNH principle in this country. So we have lots to learn.
What makes your CSO different from the other CSOs?
It's holistic. We try to bring into a life everything that a person requires. And so therefore, the way that we go, we do not get any funding because we're so broad. And people say, what are you doing really, Well, everybody says, yes, GNH is important. But when it comes to money, everybody withdraws.
Let's say a youth is coming with a project in your organization. What kind of support do you provide?
How you can embody the values of GNH in you and become a transformed human being.
We have RSPN on our right, and let's see what information we can get from there.
My name is Renchen Wongmo. I work in the capacity of program manager. Our main objective was to conserve the blackneck crane in Phobjikha. Over the years, we realized that it's also important to engage local communities there so that our conservation initiatives will be more meaningful. It will also be more sustainable in the long run. In terms of conservation, we do a lot of research.
Are there any programs or any voluntary activities that people like us can actually take part?
We have been trying to engage members in small nature-based activities like bird watching, waste campaigns, tree plantation and all that. Environment education is also one of our major programs. We have been able to integrate nature clubs in all the schools. Very recently, we have also introduced environment science curriculum in class 9 and 10.
Ability Bhutan Society is formed by a group of parents of children with disabilities. They feel that there are insufficient services for moderate to severe disabilities. So we focus on early intervention and we provide very friendly and home care like services, and we do have lots of toys and ensure that our activities are very interesting and fun.
Kadim chibe ngara to yu zugob do chibe wacha nale japchoro gala.
We have training program for volunteers and interns.
How would you measure your success la?
By the progress in our children, and some of them have been now enrolled in schools, ECCD, also in vocational institutes. If ABS was not there, most of them will be left at home without any opportunity for growth and learning.
We are in front of the office of National Lumpton.
My name is Tinetogi. I'm the founder and executive director for National Lumpton.
Why did you establish your CSO?
These children and youth, after they are released from prison or discharged from rehabilitation center, they don't have proper aftercare to reintegrate them back to society. So we came up with this organization, National Lumpton. We get a lot of children from police and child bench. Instead of sentencing him, they refer to us. I believe that prison is not the correctional facility. We need more diversion.
What are the programs that your CSO is carrying out?
Yes. We visit every month in juvenile and prison. We prepare post-release plan. We look for job and reintegration, vocational training. For example, we have 2 entrepreneur juice stalls. Once they are released, we employ them in such facility. For those who want to continue education, we do support the educations. Some of them has family issues, so we relink with the family relationship. We develop program which really suits for them. We don't direct them, you do this, you do that. So it entirely depends upon them. When we see someone going back to school, someone rejoining with the family, that gives us more inspiring. That drive us moving forward. I belong from very difficult circumstances, and I wish that during our time, in my time, if there was some aftercare services, I won't be ending up with some drug and alcohol problem.
Hello, I'm Rinzan Hamo, and I'm from BCMD, and we want to learn something about VAST.
What VAST aims to do is to nurture a creative society for and by art. We have classes for little ones and even the big ones, the office goers or high school or dropout, or even the ones who have retired. That means, they want to pursue their passion in art.
I used toothbrush and I made this tree.
So you use toothbrush to paint that?
Yeah.
The toothbrush that we use to brush our teeth. Okay.
By joining VAST, what you have learned?
I learned many knowledge like painting, sketching.
It's all for free, right?
Yes.
And you're enjoying it?
VAST was established by a few artists, and in Bhutan we didn't have a curriculum in school which involved art. They came up with this idea of VAST, which is an acronym for Voluntary Artist Studio of Thimphu. The misconcept of VAST is that when you join VAST you have to be very good in painting or something, but it's not like that. This is a place where you are free to experiment. We provide them with all the materials that they need and the space to be around people who think alike.
Do you come here to paint or to play?
Play.
To play? Do you paint? No. Do you like to paint?
Yes.
Is our sacks of rice. It's called the Rice Bank Project. And what we do is sell it. With that money, again, we buy more rice from here and then give it to the family there. It's a lot of projects involved, not just art. If you're interested in art or in volunteering, don't really have to be a member of VAST. You can do that anywhere. You can pursue whatever you want to do, your passion or everything. But then if you don't have a place to go, VAST is the place to be.
We are going inside the Arena Foundation. Could you please introduce yourself and tell a little about your organization?
My name is Rosalind Guru. I'm a Senior Program Officer with Arena Foundation. Arena is basically a grassroots organization in the sense that we work with the most remote communities and the poorest of the poor. We touch upon all aspects of poverty, right from housing, to food security, to skills development, to access to credit, to health and sanitation, education, and so on. We are not a charity, we are more of a facilitator. We want people to take responsibility and take charge of their own developmental activities happening in their communities. Right now, our main focus is on rural poverty. We have to first make sure that their basic needs are taken care of, so housing is one of them. The foundation provides only the basic materials, but the people come together in groups and then they take turns building each other's houses. They not only learn the skills of masonry and carpentry, but they also build teamwork, and there is greater harmony in these communities. When we talk about the economic part of a program, it's basically providing access to credit, because once you have the skills, you will need a little bit of money to start your business. And most of these people, I would say, they have not handled money in their entire lives. We provide them with financial literacy skills, and we also build the capacity in developing business plans and so on. One of our main programs is the ECCD, which is like the Early Childhood Care and Development Centers in the rural villages.
How is success measured?
If we are talking mainly in technical terms, then we usually carry out like end of project evaluation. But if we're talking about like the more human touch, then I think it's better if you go to these villages yourself and observe like the changes that has taken place before and after the implementation of these activities.
If a group of youth comes here and like seeks your help, what do you have for them?
We currently have, I think, over 90 school clubs throughout the country. We provide them with a very small sum of money, which works as their seed fund, and they can use this money to carry out social work or charity work within their own communities.
Here we are at the Petard Ecological Society.
My name is Krishna P. Bastola, currently serving as a program officer. Our main objective is to make the voice of all those researchers heard. Energy, education and outreach, sustainable forestry, agriculture, water and climate science. These 4 key areas we're focusing upon. We print or distribute proceedings from symposium or journal papers, and we make sure it reaches all the segments of Botany society.
What can I do individually if I want to be part of some of your programs?
It's not just that you need to write a paper to be part of Bhutan Ecological Society symposium or anything. You can even come there as a spectator, We are going to the office of Disabled Person Association of Bhutan. I don't know much about this place. It is first time for me.
Sinchongpa Omabe Chashu Toshinella. Namlobiachin Nitong, Jutam, the Inda Jujubi Inse, Kechi Dulu, Kongwambo Ginchin, Desinchiki Vetanaway, Shitunano Shinilla, Tambang Achiki, and education scholarship in Mula. So I'm about to look at your class. Losarly goes on the Lobim Changa Sinchiki Banalo, Mangil Dance Japi, did that open Achara, Masashi training the round look Nenchaki, Jondar Dance with Jin Beadolukon, the Jondar Judu Yaluchi, Ma Lupin Bejo, Yaluchi, Ma Hotel Yaluchina Lupane, Masash Beni Kozu.
Challenges faced when you are
challenges momadira the financial dimela chitangi ngache dependent donor the check at the term say mula yanchin 5 years yanchin 3 years and chiki chap khale ko me bodolutani challenges momadirani financial
the kadam chibe ngagi anzum to len tenga anzum na zugub do chibe anebe bewachin nabu yonle japchu regala
japchu the therapy as a volunteer be want to intern be gentubla.
This is the Bhutan Center for Media and Democracy office. I worked with them before in different projects. Welcome to BCMD office. I just wanted to know more about what BCMD does.
Democracy is about us, what we do every day, the decisions we make, the action we take, helps to create this democracy we call Bhutan. So we've been working with a lot of people to basically empower Bhutanese to think outside their role as just being student, mother, civil servant, but to think of their role as being citizens. Then we've also tried to create a lot of space and forums where we bring a cross-section of people together so that we can learn to listen to diverse views. Our last activity area is to create resources, audiovisual resources, publications, radio, plays, etc.
Why is it important for you to do this work?
We were not very prepared when democracy came. Our schools do not have very much in our curricula that actually prepares young people or even older people to engage in a society like ours.
How can I help to make this easier for you?
Mission of civic life goes on and on. So we need young people like you to take over and to say, yes, I care enough about this and drive it. So now, time for tea?
Yes.
We are at the gate of Youth Development Fund.
I'm Jigme Tile. I work as the Director for Finance and Investment.
What does YDF do?
We are trying to reposition ourselves. We don't want to be now all the time be a implementing body. We want to be a facilitating body. We want to be a funding body. Try to help the young CSOs. We also wish to support the youth group, community support group and all, as well as the individual if he or she comes up with a very good project to do something in their community or come up with some very good business proposals. We are ready to support them. We also have a youth volunteers. In total, we have more than 6,000. They initiate community empowering projects.
What are the challenges that YDF is facing?
Not only YDF, I think almost all the CSOs, how to sustain the projects.
Where do you get resources and funds from?
YDF is now starting social enterprises. We can generate income from the enterprises, then pump it for the non-profit programs.
Seems that YDF is kind of like an umbrella CSO.
With the growing numbers of CSOs, sometimes you feel that all the CSOs working in compartments, in a separate compartment. department. So I feel we should work together.
We are going to BAWI, that is Bhutan Association of Women Entrepreneurs. What does your organization really do?
We have a mandate to reach out to all the marginalized members of society, and our beneficiaries are especially single mothers, unemployed youth. We empower them through entrepreneurship. We know that the real entrepreneurial potential remains largely untapped because of the access to finance. We have been able to provide a small amount to our beneficiaries to upgrade their businesses. Then we also have this microfinance institution for the larger amount. We give them a capacity building trainings. We provide them with a platform where they can interact with the established business women and also exchange their ideas. We provide them with infrastructure like working shelters, livelihood centers.
Do you only focus to the single mothers and all, or do you have some portion of focus to our youths also?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, we have unemployed youth as well. 80% of the beneficiary are women, and 20% we do include men also.
How do you measure the success of the project?
If a person is able to earn the money at the end of the day, we want ultimately them to be able to earn a livelihood, decent livelihood.
So we are at the Jangsa Animal Shelter. We came directly to the shelter to find out more about the works that they do. Looks like the caretaker who usually looks after the animals here is out, so we can't really go in. But as you can see from here, there are so many cute dog houses that you can actually come and visit. And you can also see like so many dogs who are quite excited to see us though. I think so.
My name is Sayin Funso. I work with Laksam under Outreach Department. I also do voluntary work with the LGBT community of Bhutan. Laksam right now is basically addressing issues related to people living with HIV. We do TOT, treatment literacy. We do advocacy programs to address stigma and discrimination. We have medical treatment. We have low epidemic of HIV.
If we, the youth, are going to involve in this type of project, will you give support to us?
You can always be part of our advocacy programs. We give treatment literacy whereby we train you on how to prevent HIV. So if you're interested, you can always contact us. We are ready to provide all those services as well as trainings.
We are about to go to Sabah, Bhutan, SAC Business Association of Home-Based Work. They function on social enterprise model. I don't have any idea about it. Would you tell about yourself a little bit and your organization?
My name is Radhaji. I am the head of Sabah at the moment. Sabah, Bhutan's primary business is textile, and we have involved ourselves with natural food production also. We are a 32 staffed organization as of now, which involves production people who are also known as home-based workers.
Does your organization promise them income?
We do not promise any jobs. Jobs all depend upon the demand of the market. We first register them, then we train them, and accordingly we segregate their skills. We also give them yarn, then we give them work. After the final product has been woven, they come and deliver it to us, and then we pay them before we sell it. We have paid almost 16 million as wages in the last 6 years to our home-based workers.
What kind of guidance do you give them?
The culture of textile comes from them. We normally streamline their process, guide them, and add value to their products.
How do you measure the impact of the project?
There is a direct impact when it comes to financial, and at the social side, we have also heard very informally from many of our home-based workers that they feel proud and they always tease their husband saying that now I earn a lot more than you.
We have the Royal Society for Protection and Care of Animals right next to Jangsa. So we have someone here who actually looks after the animals, Hamo, who has been working for the Royal Society for Protection and Care of Animals for the last 15 years. So she cooks meal 2 times a day for all the 70 dogs that are here, and she also cleans after the environment.
Doctor Chung la na.
Doctor na lu chung na gi
obsti la. Ya, ayan obsti dan ke o sincha. O shenma chamsu o sincha.
All the dogs have been brought here by people who think that these are dogs who cannot look for food on their own. So they are basically stray dogs who have been brought here in the hope of a better life.
My name is Tichelong. I am the executive director and I'm the founder of the Bhutan Cancer Society. After losing my mother to cancer, I realized there was a gap. People are not able to take care of patients. We do care and support, primarily targeted towards cancer patients and caregivers who comes from economically challenged and socially challenged background, building a support network for cancer patients. Because just now, anybody who is diagnosed with cancer, they think that they're going to die. So we try to disseminate information on cancer prevention and early detection.
Do you face any challenges?
Like all other civil society organizations, we are struggling with fundings, and hopefully compassionate people like you guys will make a donation as you grow older and richer more.
How can I get into it?
We have a couple of students doing research with us. You can also do prevention campaigns, and you can help us raise funds.
How do you measure your success?
Personally, I think making difference in even the one human being's life is successful.
I have learned many things. First of all, I learned that Bhutanese people are facing many problems. I think I need to help the people in our country by volunteering on those CSOs and creating awareness, advocacy, and things like that.
For me in the future, if I have any troubles or if I want to participate and be more active in my community, then I can always get in touch with these organizations. I think together we can do a lot, and that's what the CSO is trying to do, is trying to get as many young people and as many people on board to come together to make change happen, and that's what's beautiful.
Here in Bhutan, people literally like going to office, come back, and it becomes a daily routine. You just work for the monthly wage. Now I can say that if I have this kind of knowledge, I can go to this CSO or ideas, I can go to that CSO and get my works done.
Having visited these 5 CSOs and actually learning about the different works that they do, I couldn't be feeling anything but pride. But at the same time, I also feel guilty because I'm not really doing much. Having learned this, I hope that I can actually educate people my age about the same.
Definitely, I want to volunteer, be responsible, be active and engage in something that is productive for society, for yourself and world at large.
I know many of us are lazy, and yes, I'm also lazy, but rather than just sitting in your home, explore more on your community. Do visit the CSOs because you'll get to learn many new things. With that inspiration, I know automatically you become very interested to do something different. If you love your community, you want to do something for your community. So love is everything for me.